Hello and welcome back to the Astro Crew podcast. So this is a little podcast for me and my friends to talk about things that we want to share with you guys and maybe laugh in the process. Tonight with me, we have not everybody from the Astro Crew, but some good ones.
Hey guys, it's Jake.
Heyo, it's Christian.
And we also got a new member.
Hi, it's Mary.
So tonight we'll be talking about a few different things. We got some survival tips for you people going into college or already in college. Maybe you're about to graduate and you still have no clue what you're doing, but hey, we're going to go through that. We have nostalgic movies, so you'll want to stay with that. And in the end, shower thoughts with Jake.
Oh joy.
This should be fun.
So since all of us are in college, is there anything you guys would tell freshmen that are coming in? And especially since it's near Seafall weekend too. So what would you tell them?
I would tell them take advantage of every resource you can find at your university, whether that's a counseling service or, writing aid that they have, tutoring, whatever, just to make sure you keep on track with your grades and stuff. It helps out with the stress.
I mean, for me, it's more find a regiment and stick to it. Sleep schedules are very important. You kind of forget about those with homework and stuff. So finding something that you kind of vibe with and just sticking to that throughout the years will definitely help you keep healthy.
Yeah, along with Christian's original point, don't take 8:15s or anything around that time. You may think, oh, I was in high school, I did this every morning, I'll be fine. Yeah, no, that's a lie. It's definitely different in college, and I wish I had known that my first semester, so just steer clear. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
And definitely for me, self-motivation is a big skill to have to get yourself to start doing something and continue it on your own, because in college, you don't have your parents over your back or your teachers constantly telling you, do this assignment. So,
I mean, I feel like that's why it's a little different than high school. Thinking back to high school, I had to get to high school at 7:30 and I would leave at 5. And I'd still do clubs and homework. Now in college, I don't have the motivation to do that much stuff. So it's a little bit different. I think it's mostly because I don't have teachers basically breathing down my neck saying, "Yo, where's that homework?"
And a lot of it's from the syllabus too. So if you don't plan it out ahead of time, a lot of things can just fly over your head and you never know it actually happens.
Yeah, those moments when you're like, I had homework due. Why do I have a C in this class? Oh, I missed that 125-point assignment.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago.
Especially online classes.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so easy.
Yeah.
No, online classes,
to
it's
not
so
think
easy.
about.
It's so easy. Because you're not going to a physical classroom.
And I feel like it's even easier to dread doing online work because it's just it's pointless. It doesn't matter. So you're just why should I even waste my time doing this?
Well, I mean, for me, it's with online classes, it's always been the same. It's discussion boards.
Yeah.
All discussion boards, and then a quiz. So I feel like it's oh, I can put this off to the last moment. It takes me 15 minutes to write a discussion board, and then it's, 11:30, it's due at 12 midnight, and you're like, oh, okay.
But for real, discussion boards are so pointless.
I hate discussion boards. Why?
It's literally the most useless thing.
Why are those things? Why?
Yeah. And a big thing is it's deadlines. If it says midnight, be aware of that. It doesn't mean you have extra time to goof off. That means
That means get it done at noon so you can goof off later in the day.
Yeah, definitely.
Or do what I do. Do it at 11.
Well, I mean, that's
and
also an option.
Stress out and rush it out. And then...
And get, maybe a C on it.
I mean, I'm a pretty good average student. I've got a 3.4.
Yeah, that's fair.
Average.
Yeah, not average for my department.
Oh, yeah.
2.6 is an average for my department.
For you,
Whoa, seriously?
is that for
What's your
Digi
department?
or is that
For
just
Digi.
Transmedia?
Digi,
No, for transmedia, I don't know. There's
Calling out all
11
those
of us.
digi people.
Or is it just digi?
Savage.
It's just digi. Apparently, like I've talked to so many people. And
I guess it's just because we just don't try.
Yeah, and then
You
I
guys
made the
suck.
dean list, and I was like, "How did I make the dean list?"
It's
Because you have
just
to have a
made it.
3.5 or higher.
You made
And-
it for digi.
yeah, he was just like, "You made it for digi, legit,
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Way to go, Christian.
fancy." I
Wow.
don't get anything
he's,
special.
he's so
for it.
smart.
Sure, I'm street smart. Not smart. All those concussions.
Another thing would be like, especially for what I want to go into, like cinematic arts, especially here, like a lot of the classes that you expect to take are like your like third and fourth year.
Oh
So
my
it's kind of
God.
managing like the extra classes. I mean, we're in a liberal arts college basically, but
It's true.
Mm.
in the fact that you have to take other classes instead of your major to get to that point.
I couldn't take any major classes until my sophomore year, just because my major classes are so small. So they forced me to take all my gen eds right out the gate, which really sucked because I was like, why am I here? I could have just done this in community college and saved a buttload of money.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, stuck it out. Here I am, probably going to get my master's next semester. We'll see.
We'll see what ends up happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend back home, shout out to Brian, but yeah, he stayed back to do community college. Still trying to convince him to come here. He wants to get into education, so
Don't do it,
Don't
Brian.
come here, Brian.
Don't do it.
It's not the one for you.
Save yourself.
The education program here is so intense. It's insane. Like, Liberty makes education majors do so much more than is actually necessary.
but
I
do
mean,
you
if
think
you want
that's
an-
like helpful?
No.
No.
If you want an easy ride, just take Digi.
Yeah. No, digi's actually like insanely easy.
We don't have like midterms. Our
But yet
midterms
they
are
have
legit
2.6.
like
What's a midterm?
our midterms are like little projects. Like legit doing this could technically count for one of my midterms, probably.
Well, unless you're doing 224, then your midterm project, you have a test as well.
Let's see what other tips and tricks can we give college students? I feel like we kind of can't give that many considering we are at Liberty, and you know our rules are very different than
most-
other colleges. For those of you who do not know what the Liberty Way is,
Oh, fun times.
it is the way, the truth, and the light of Jerry Falwell.
Well, that was Jerry Senior or Junior.
Junior.
Junior. Now it's Junior.
Junior.
Now
But
it's
it was Senior.
Senior made the original way, and that was back when we had to wear like guys had to wear suits, girls had to wear like business. I don't even know what you want to call it, business dresses.
Like, we all had to dress up like business majors,
basically.
24/7.
Which
Couldn't wear-
I'm on the side of like, you do have some sort of professionalism when you walk into class because it's supposed to be training you for a
Well, yeah.
profession.
Okay, let's be honest
That,
though.
like, as cinema guys, we can, and digi guys, like,
Let's
Yeah.
be honest. Like
Whatever.
walking into class, jeans and a t-shirt. That's pretty much what we're gonna be wearing out in the field.
Yeah.
yeah. And then there's the English major.
And
I don't want to talk about my major. It's very depressing and sad. So let's just skip past that.
well, then there's divinity. Like
Oh, if
me.
you want a hot tip, don't be an English major.
And then there's divinity where it's just like, it depends on which major you are. If you're youth men or what I am,
Youth
religion
men.
studies, like I can show up in sweats and a t-shirt, nobody cares. But if you're like theology or pastoral leadership, they expect you to be like in suits all the time just because that's, you know, super professional, super serious, and it's insane.
Except unless you're going to a church that's like Hillsong, because then it's skinny jeans and flannel is the
Well.
uniform.
Well, yeah, but that's Hillsong. That's different than like any other church ever.
No, you know how many
Yeah.
how many Baptist churches, how many Protestant. All
Well, now they're
the-
starting to copy Hillsong
Yeah,
because
they're
people
all
love
like-
Hillsong.
This is what the young people want. They want
They
skinny
want-
jeans and
Yeah.
flannel.
Because they think that's all they need for that, whereas no, you need a better message. It doesn't matter what you wear, you just need a better message.
Okay, back to college survival tips.
Ooh,
Ooh, we don't
Tips
need
about
shots
r-
fired at Hillsong.
tips about roommates.
Oh yeah.
Dealing
Roommates.
with roommates.
Oh, God.
If you do know someone who's going to that college and you like them and you're friends, you can try being roommates. But if you don't know anyone, good luck with the random thing. Sometimes it pairs you with a good one, like my roommate and I. But other times, like Christian can attest, your roommate sucks.
I've got a lot. I mean, okay, he doesn't. Sorry, it's just that we just don't have a lot in common.
Well, he's talked to you twice?
Yeah. I mean, it's just happened a lot with a lot of my roommates. I get paired with people who just don't have similar interests as me. I have done the friend, like room with a friend. Tip for that, just be careful. Sometimes you'll realize that people have little, I don't even want to know,
Like quirks.
Like quirks.
that you will only find out if you room with them.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you need to, like, kind of do your research and really just be careful.
Basically chill out with them for 2 weeks or something. I don't know, for a set period of time. Find out what their quirks are, and if that's going to annoy you, because otherwise you're just going to have a terrible time.
Yeah.
Like I've been in an East Campus triple room for the last 3 semesters, and this is the 4th one. I've had, I think, definitely helps to have 3 roommates in the same room, because you kind of get this like, well, we can decide between the 3 of us. But yeah, I've had both of like really great roommates and then some that just don't exist basically, except for they sleep. But yeah,
Those are the best, though. The roommates that are gone like all the time and only come back to sleep. It's the best.
Well, and then you kind of feel like, oh, this room's very secluded and just like nobody comes over. I mean, I can see both sides, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always working, so I'm that roommate who's like,
I mean,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
my roommate and I are both always outside the room, but, you know, this is our 2nd year rooming together, so we know each other well enough to where it's like, oh, they're just outside the room. I really don't care. They're doing
Pretty much.
them, whatever.
how about food? Figuring out food on campus. That's
Oh,
something
that's a big thing.
that you need to figure out.
Figure out where the good places to eat are, where the bad places to eat are, and avoid the bad places like the plague.
Just figure out what gives people food poisoning.
And then avoid those places.
And avoid those places like the plague. There's a couple places on campus that I've gotten food poisoning.
I've only
on.
gotten food poisoning one place. That's the
I've
rot.
never got food poisoning, so
I mean,
I don't know
it-
where you guys are.
The
eating.
rot was
The rot.
The rot.
The rot.
The rot, for those of you who do not know, is our main
Yeah.
cafeteria. It's decent food.
Nobody
not saying
knows
it's
why we
stellar.
even.
Good
Why do we
compared
even
to other
call it the
campuses.
rot?
Okay,
Like-
literally compared. Oh, I know why we call it the rot. Fun fact: my English professor told me last semester.
Is it
He's
that
amazing.
Marriott used to cater it?
Yeah. Well,
that
they
really
owned it.
why?
They actually
They owned it?
the building.
Really?
Yeah. So
I heard it was
used
just
to
because they
be
catered it,
the
but I
Marriott
didn't believe
name
it.
company owned the building, and then they didn't. But
But
people just shortened it to the rot during that time. And it
that's
stayed.
still really a dumb name, but okay.
Okay. Well,
You
I
I
mean,
don't want to
it
say
works.
the whole name because
It
it's like
works.
4 different names,
Well, we have
and nobody
the
has time for that.
we have the dining hall at Reber Thomas. That's really what it's called now.
Yeah.
yeah,
but-
that's like 6 words that you
Yeah,
just said. So no, thank
I'd
you.
rather call it the rot. It's so much easier. It's still a dumb name, but okay.
I like the food at the Rot. I mean, I've been to other college campuses and had their food in their cafeteria, and ours is so much. Like, honestly, we are so blessed. We
No,
really
But no,
are.
I'm not
I think it's
denying it.
good.
But there's other places on campus that are
Significantly better.
And
yeah.
speaking of that, if you come here, invest in the plus swipes.
Yes.
They are so necessary,
So
and
worth
they're
it.
only like $200 more a semester, and you will use them. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Between Chick-fil-A, Pizza
Chick-fil-A.
Hut,
You get like a Chick-fil-A.
Garbanzo.
You think it's not going to be necessary because my first semester I was like, oh, this isn't actually going to be necessary. I mean, I don't really need that. That's a luxury. And I mean, it's really not. It's
It's a
kind of a
necessity.
necessity. It depends on your schedule, of course. I mean, if you have lots of free time and you can go the route a lot, then yeah. But if you're like, if you have a job or if you are in a club or you have a lot of classes or something, it's just so much easier.
And definitely, like me as a cinema student, I'm going to be on the other side of campus from the.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
So I'll
you're
be
at,
using swipes a
Yeah,
lot
that's
more. than-
basically this entire
people.
semester I'm on the other side of campus. So it's been a lot of sandwiches, Chick-fil-A,
the Italian place.
oh, that Italian place.
Never been there.
It's kind of
Oh, Bella?
it's kind of jank.
Is it jank?
I haven't had it.
I mean,
Haven't tried it.
talking
Bella
as
kinda
someone
sucks.
who's grandmother is Italian and makes authentic Italian food,
Okay, well,
it's jank.
then you have no opinion. I need to hear from a non-biased person.
Yeah.
Then there's Fresh Market, which is like a buffet, which is awesome.
Sometimes it has weird food. Sometimes it
Yeah.
has really good food. It's like it's a hit or miss kind of thing.
It's
I
like
need
a
to try it.
cafeteria in a nursing home, guys. It's literally
Yeah.
so
Well, you
weird.
do know Sodexo caters nursing homes and hospitals, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
a shock.
Wow, I'm so surprised.
Yeah. Because when I worked for Auntie Anne's, they were telling me that.
You worked for Auntie Anne?
I did.
Did you get to eat all the pretzels?
I did.
Oh my gosh, what a dream.
So basically, Starbucks, Pizza Hut, and Auntie Anne's were all connected, and at the end of the day, they would dump all the leftover food on the counter, and you could
Bro.
take whatever you wanted.
That's literally amazing. I need to get a job there.
That's the dream, except that's a lot of calories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When have I ever cared?
That's how much I gained. I
I
gained so
mean-
much weight just working there. It was
I mean,
bad.
I don't
yeah,
care,
that would not
but,
be good for
like,
me.
That would be too much for me.
Because it's also you can have the lemonade. You can drink the lemonade while on break.
Yeah.
I
Also,
haven't tried
like,
the lemonade. I really want to.
It's very sweet.
Yeah.
All right, we should probably get
Yeah,
back on track.
Yeah. Also, another college survival tip: the freshman 15.
It's a
The
real
dreaded-
thing.
Yeah, it's a
It's
real
a
thing.
real thing.
It can be
guys.
if you're not careful.
It's
Yeah,
a
be
real
careful.
thing. Even if you are careful,
Yeah.
just get used to it. You're gonna get fat. Sorry.
I mean, I only got.
I
like,
lost 15 pounds when I came to
Okay, well,
college.
congratulations.
Okay,
You're an
don't lie to me.
outlier.
Okay. Yeah.
No, like I actually did. My first
Okay.
semester of college, I lost 15 pounds.
Yeah, but you
think I
probably
got-
gained it back by now.
Well, yeah, I've gained it back by now,
Wow.
Well,
That's-
let's be honest.
So mean.
but it's also because first semester I like knew. Well, yeah, my first semester I knew nobody, so like I'd go out to get food, but I'd walk to North half the time and I'd walk back.
Yeah.
So I'm like walking
Pathetic.
mile and a half to get food, so it's like negating any calories that I actually
I
took.
don't think that's how it works, but okay.
Whatever.
I don't think if you
And
walk,
first
like,
semester I
half
actually
a
went to the
mile,
gym,
you're gonna
and now I
be-
don't. So
You can counter the calories a bit,
you can
Yeah.
counter them.
Yeah.
Sure, if you like book it across.
but I don't think you can lose pounds at that point.
Yeah, I
but
don't think
by
Well,
that's
just
a
no,
thing.
walking.
I did.
not a thing.
So
It was
yeah.
also there was a lot of traps that are laid around the food, like for example the raw eggs. They
Oh,
use
gosh.
mayonnaise in that.
Yeah.
I didn't know
What?
that for a whole semester. That I was.
don't even
I was
eat
like,
those eggs in general. They're powder.
Okay, well yeah, they're powder,
Yeah.
and then they're used eggs to make them fluffy again, or mayonnaise to make them fluffy again.
Yeah.
Just don't eat eggs in general.
Eggs is a good source of protein.
Yeah.
Be careful.
No, just don't.
You would. I mean, if you're on East, you have a kitchen, so you can
Yes.
actually make eggs.
Yeah.
I
if you're on
seriously
Commons
want
or
to cook
South.
more food, but I feel like I can't because I don't have enough money to keep buying
I
things
was
for
gonna
it.
say,
And
if
it's like
you-
meal swipes. It's like, yeah,
I mean,
learning
that's
to
fair.
cook is a good skill.
definitely.
No,
is.
it's
That's-
necessary.
That's
think.
that's a
To cook your own food at midnight when you're doing work,
all right.
Oh my god.
besides the
Yeah.
ramen.
Yeah.
Yeah, ramen has a lot of salt in it. Watch out.
No.
Yeah, I only use half a
ramen's
pack
a trap.
Of
It's
the
a trap.
like seasoning,
It's a
just
good
because of
trap.
that.
Oh, okay.
So like you cut down that. I mean, it's still bad for you, but it's not like as bad.
See, I have a
It is
friend
just
who like
horrible.
throws vegetables and stuff in there.
That yeah,
Like
Yeah.
she'll make ramen and then she'll put like a slice of pork in there and then different vegetables inside to
That's
make it
good.
slightly healthier.
Yeah, but all that sodium, dude, that's not good for you at all.
That's true.
All right, so that was a few, a good bit of tips for you college, incoming college students and college students that are already here. But another thing you can do on campus is watch movies, and I feel like we do a lot.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
a few movies that like I love to share are like nostalgic movies that I have watched as a kid, and maybe, maybe those movies don't hold up. So
Star Wars.
Or maybe they do.
don't you say that about Star Wars, okay?
You know,
the
unpopular
prequels.
opinion. Star
First-
Are you talking about the
prequels.
prequels or are you talking about the
No,
originals?
I mean all of them.
All
I
of
mean, they all. Yeah. That I
Yeah.
feel like watching them now. If you're not gonna like sit there and be like, these movies are amazing, and like watch them, I guess, through a like non-nostalgic lens,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna realize, oh my goodness, this movie has so many things wrong with it.
Oh no, they all have a lot of things wrong
Every
with them.
movie
I
has
still
stuff
love
wrong
them.
with it.
I know, but a lot of people praise Star Wars for being the best of the best.
No.
and,
Well,
no.
No, they're above average, but they're not the
Just
best.
I
like-
praise it because it was revolutionary when it came out.
Oh no, back
mean,
when it
it's
came out,
definitely
it was
like a
revolutionary.
pinnacle of movies. Like it set the standard
It's
for
a
a lot of
classic.
things.
Yeah,
Like, you
okay, it's
can't-
a
They're
classic,
classics.
but it's
They
not.
are
But they're not like
classics.
they're not the most critically like they're not the best movies ever
Like,
made.
there's some people I know
Literally,
who.
no one said that.
No, there's people I know who
No, there
use
are
it to
people.
compare, like, oh, Wonder Woman was okay, but because
Episode
Star
5
Wars
is
did
better.
this better, and I'm
It's
like,
a
you can't.
completely different genre.
Yeah, exactly. You
No,
can't
Yeah.
compare the
It's so
two. They're like,
stupid.
but Star Wars is amazing.
Oh, well, it is, and it's better than Wonder Woman. So sorry.
I mean, you're not wrong.
The first
Yeah.
three, I would like to clarify. The prequels are
Yes.
garbage, and what they're doing right now is a travesty.
Well,
Yeah.
the
so
ones now are better than the prequels, but still not better than the originals.
Okay, so
Debatable.
episodic. The way I see it is that the prequels had a great story, just terrible execution, and for
was
some
so-
reason
No,
these sequels
what
have a terrible
story?
story but great execution.
So the third, the
What
prequels,
story?
the prequels, it wasn't,
Exactly.
it wasn't that. It was more of the fact that George Lucas did it because he
Money.
is the father of basically making movies to
Yeah.
sell merchandise.
It was just to sell
It's
toys.
basically the Transformers movies. The whole reason why those movies exist
Michael Bay
was
had
to sell
no-
toys.
You're not
like
wrong.
the same thing with Star Wars, the prequels. Why did Jar Jar exist? They wanted to make a character that would identify with kids. Like kids would be like, "Oh, he's so stupid, he's so silly," and then sell toys. Then they realized that older fans were watching the movie and realized how stupid everything about Jar Jar was, and they just decided to continue basically making movies to try to sell toys to children, which I mean they still do.
I mean, they still do. It's the Porg and
Oh,
every
Love the
little
Porg.
thing they tried to do in the new ones.
yeah, legit. Okay, like
like-
if you want to look at an example of George Lucas's merchandising legacy, legit, the Porg is just that.
Yeah.
Like the only reason why those things exist is so they can sell plushies of them.
Oh no, for sure.
Okay, well, I actually really support the pork, so.
I mean,
Well,
okay,
okay
they're
then.
cute and all, but they had no plot. There was no reason for them to
At
be
least
there.
the Ewoks
So-
did something.
Well, like they can be
Okay.
in the background.
Yeah,
I don't
the
care,
Ewoks
but they
were
shouldn't be like
definitely the best
focused on.
among all the Star Wars
Jar Jar
animals.
did something.
I still despise
Made
Jar
us wish
Jar.
we were dead. That's what he did.
I
The
just
Porgs,
wish
What did they change?
the porks were just kind of
They
there.
made Chewbacca vegetarian.
Okay, but they don't have. They don't
That's
have
true.
to have a plot. You don't have to be like, oh, this
I'm
animal
okay.
is directly related to the plot, so we'll keep it. Like that's
Yeah, but, like,
ridiculous.
But I
Why
call
are
it,
they
it's like the
there?
minion effect of like they just have these like cute little things for the kids to laugh at.
the
Yeah.
And that's
minions
it.
were so important to the plot of Despicable
I
Me. Do
still
not
hate
even.
the
There would
Minions.
literally
They're-
be
they're
no
cute.
plot.
If
I
you
like
throw
the
them in their
Minions.
own movie, it kind of sucked.
Yeah,
So,
no,
The
I-
Minions
Any
movie
movie?
kind of sucked.
Okay, we're talking about nostalgic movies,
Okay.
not like
All right,
from
back-
2 years
All right,
ago.
back to
nostalgia.
that. Okay, so what are some movies that like you can remove your lens of nostalgia and it just changes everything about that movie? It's like movies that come to mind are like Spy Kids and Sky High and like just try to watch it without the nostalgia glasses. They're kind of terrible.
I mean, okay, honestly, I don't have that much nostalgia related. Like, I enjoyed Sky High.
Yeah.
There wasn't like a fun, like the same nostalgia as like Indiana Jones or Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings would probably be mine. Looking back, there was some, if you watch the movies again, sometimes you're like, okay, it's quite obvious that, these are old movies. I mean,
Yeah.
even though they were early 2000s. but-
Well,
No.
that's still. I mean, it's almost 20 years old.
I mean, the effects still hold up.
Oh, that is
Th-
true. I'm
they
not
do.
gonna
The
deny
camera
that.
work
They
is
hold up.
great.
Oh yeah.
Literally do not
It's-
even.
I mean,
Well-
I didn't grow up watching them, but I just recently watched all of them for the first time, and I mean, I can still say they're really good movies. Just
Trying to
do you
think.
want to
what-
say something, Mary?
No.
Do
Do you have something to say?
No.
There
I
was
can't.
okay.
I literally will talk about.
I'm sorry,
it for,
I'm a nerd.
a year.
Okay,
The-
I
Mine-
like weird
Yeah.
things.
No,
No,
I love Lord of
I-
the Rings. That's a problem. I'll talk about
I
it
still love
forever.
Lord of the Rings, and I still love them as movies.
No, yeah.
But I love them more if it's the book. I have more nostalgia for the book than I do for the movies.
All right, so question. Did you guys read the book first, or did you watch the movie?
I read the books.
I haven't read the Lord of the Rings books.
You
I've read
definitely
The
should.
Hobbit.
Okay,
I
Hobbit
read
is
The
great.
Hobbit before I watched the Hobbit movies, which was a disappointment.
Oh, the Hobbit movies were terrible. They were garbage.
It took well,
Mary's
from
like
what
ready
I've
to
heard.
fight
Wow,
was
somebody.
Are you triggered by that, Mary?
they added like
No,
2.5 hours worth of
Okay,
junk that didn't need to
Oh, yeah.
happen,
controversial
but
opinion here. I enjoyed the Hobbits.
No, I mean,
Ooh.
I enjoyed it, but they
The-
were still garbage.
There was a lot of CGI, but I enjoyed the Hobbits. I liked what they did. A lot of people hate on them, and I can understand some of their points, but I enjoyed the movies.
they're not impossible to enjoy.
Like,
But it's just like
Y'all are making it sound like it's a terrible, terrible movie.
it's not
Okay.
okay. It's not terrible. It's like a lower rank compared to the Lord of the Rings. And
That's
you would
why
think
I don't like
with
them.
age, I mean, they should be able to do more stuff with that movie compared to the old.
I expected
series.
so much, and I was still disappointed.
And I think that might have been the problem. Of we were expecting that same level,
Yeah.
and then it just.
All right,
Anyway.
Mary.
Mary, you had something
Mary?
to say?
First
Mary?
of all, if any of you had actually read the Lord of the Rings books, then you would know that the movies also deviate a great
Oh,
deal.
no, they
Yeah,
do.
they
Yeah,
do.
they do.
No,
So
I
it
read
should
the
be
books
expected
first.
that The Hobbit would do the exact same thing. And oh look, it did. Like the Lord of the Rings book, you don't realize how much was left out until you actually read the books. But the movies are still incredible. Like they're amazing. And usually I pride myself on reading the books first and then watching movies and being like, oh, it's not the same as the book. It's terrible. But I actually really, really love Lord of the Rings, and I love the books too. I mean, I think
Evident
the story
from-
was changed, but I mean, both versions were just really good, and I think that can also go for The Hobbit. It was not done as well as I thought it could have been, but when you think about how badly it could have gone, I mean, I'm pretty happy with the way The Hobbit turned out, all of them.
I mean, it's kind of evident as you're wearing the Gondorian tree.
Oh, are you?
But
No.
I was excited for The Hobbit because I heard that they had gotten like some notes from Tolkien that he was going to put into The Hobbit to close plot holes because he wrote The Hobbit before Lord of the Rings. So he made some notes before he died that he was going to rewrite The Hobbit to fill in those plot holes, and they used those in the production of The Hobbit. So I was actually pretty excited for those movies, and I enjoyed them. So I really don't understand why there's so much hate.
But still, as a
No.
nerd, the best CGI dragon ever in a movie was Benedict Cumberbatch as Smaug.
Oh, the casting.
Oh,
the
absolutely.
casting
The
of
casting
The
was
Hobbit
great.
was
That
just
was great.
incredible
Yeah.
and
I don't think
spot on.
I don't think I could have imagined anyone else playing Bilbo
It was amazing.
No.
or
Yeah.
anyone else
Wow.
playing. I
No,
mean,
absolutely.
Mad
there's a
respect.
few people I probably could have seen playing Smaug, but because it was, who it was playing Bilbo, who else
Yeah.
Yeah.
but Sherlock himself?
I love it. It was great. And he did
It
the
was
Necromancer
perfect.
too.
It was great.
Yeah.
Like, the casting was great. I just didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to like
Okay,
it. That's
well,
why I really don't like them.
You're wrong. So
Wow. Okay.
One of those
I
people
guess
You're
that,
wrong, so.
I guess my
Forget you.
opinion
You're
doesn't
also
matter
wrong.
anymore, so I'm just going to...
Of course.
See, I watched a lot of like outside the box kind of movies
being
when I was younger,
closed-minded.
so I don't know if y'all even know some of them. I watched
Well.
like it was a movie called Sky Captain of Tomorrow.
What?
that sounds so bad.
My
It
high
was-
school teacher had a poster of that. I've never seen it.
I've
was-
never even heard
It
of
was
that.
an amazing mixture of weirdness. It was
I kind of want to see this now.
I'm trying to it was about this guy, obviously the Sky Captain. He had a plane that could turn into a submarine. They had aircraft carriers that were in the sky. This was before Marvel did their little,
Hover
air
carrier.
carriers, whatever.
Hover carriers.
Yeah. So this was like, I don't know, early 2000s. I think it was about the Nazis were trying to make an ark to fly a bunch of animals to the moon and then nuke the Earth and then start all over. It was a weird, convoluted plot. I just remember There was like robots. It was just everything a little kid wanted in a movie.
Where
and
can
now
we find
watching
this?
it now, it's like, what is this movie?
Where can we find this movie, and where
I
can
don't
we
know.
watch
I'll
this?
have to look it up later.
That's- Oh,
This is
and if
amazing.
you guys want to hear us maybe do a like commentary over a movie, let us know on our Instagram page, Astro Crew Podcast.
Yes,
Oh, we
please
could
do.
use like
Yeah.
Rabbit or something.
Ooh.
Yeah, what was that thing called?
What?
There's a site that it's like, oh, if you watch Netflix, you can pull up somebody else's like video commentary over the movie, and you can watch it with it.
I think it's Rabbit.
I've never heard of Rabbit. There's something else, but yeah, we can do one of those things, or we can just upload it to maybe like our normal podcast stuff as like a bonus episode, and
Yeah.
like talk over the.
We will have random special features on the YouTube channel, gaming, just random things on the side, outside our regular podcast. So make sure once we have that running, we will post something to Instagram and let you all know.
So that means you gotta go follow our page on Instagram, Astro Crew Podcast. Also, my YouTube channel, S01E02. That will be found on the Instagram page as well. So, and there's a couple other sites too that we're getting together, but those are the main two.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to movies. Any other movies that y'all are nostalgic about?
Are we talking movies that like got worse as we grew older?
I mean, it
Well,
could
that's what I was
it could
kinda
be
leaning
anything,
to.
really.
It can be either.
Yeah.
But I
I
mean,
don't
we
It can be
really
either
have
like ones
kinda-
that you still enjoy now and still hold up, or ones that are terrible now, but you still liked
Okay.
as a kid.
I don't really have any that are like bad now that I'm older, but I think I watched Back to the Future when I was like 10, and I'm like twice that now, and I can say that it is like amazing, and
Yeah.
it will always be
Oh,
amazing.
yeah. That's
Those
an
movies
instant
are
classic.
just-
I just hope it was
So good.
never be remade.
Oh
like,
no! Please
ever.
never.
I think
please
when
never
you-
It's
remake
such a
that.
timepiece.
Each
It's
watch,
great.
you kind of you find more and more in the movie,
Yeah.
and it's great.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else could play Doc, and anyone else could
No.
play Marty.
No, I can't imagine anyone
Yeah,
else doing
I-
that.
So much respect for the cast.
My movie would have to be. I still love this movie. I still think it's one of the best. Treasure Planet. I love that
Yo.
movie. I love that movie to death.
You guys still gotta show me that.
Oh,
I
it's
missed that
Such a good movie.
so much.
So, I mean, if you don't know about Treasure Planet, it's basically Treasure Island, but in not space, but space.
No, it's in space. It's
well,
basically
it's the Ethereum, is what it's called.
yeah.
I think.
So the moon
remember
is
right.
basically a large spaceport. They basically took like 1800s everything. So like
It's
the dress,
steampunk.
It's a mashup of the future and 1800s. You
It's
got
steampunk.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
you got
what that-
spaceships that are in the shape of like old galleons, and
But can go like into
Yeah.
hyperspace.
it was
It's
great.
like a beautiful redone, and then one thing that I really still love about it is the deep canvas that Disney had at the time.
oh yeah,
That was so expensive and
they broke it out. They were like,
hand
"Let's go."
drawn. Like, it's insane. It's unfortunate that it didn't succeed as well as it could have. I still
it
think.
got released at the same time as like a bunch of like
Yeah.
blockbuster movies.
Oh no! It got released at the same time as other Disney movies, which is what hurt it. But it was so good. It should have been one of the best hits, but it didn't do well, and that was basically the death of the 2D animation at Disney.
I mean, there was other stuff that led to it.
Well, yeah, but that was one of the
that
movies because it
the
was
nail
so
in the
much.
coffin, basically.
Well, yeah, because it was so expensive, and they didn't make like anything back from it because of the
they-
deep canvas technology.
Speaking of Disney's old art, basically, did you hear that the guy from Studio Ghibli, who did Spirited Away, might be coming back for one more movie?
Are you serious?
Wow.
Wait, no way.
This is what I've heard. I don't
Hey.
know if it's true or not.
Big
I am
if true.
excited. Spirited Away was something that whole Ghibli Studios, Ponyo,
Rest
Spirited
in
Away,
peace, Studio Ghibli.
those movies were, they were just there was something about them that
Oh my gosh, yeah, they were just so well done.
yeah.
We got one final segment for tonight, which is shower thoughts with Jake.
So I'm going to go through a few of, I guess, the top of all time shower thoughts on r/shower thoughts, because, they have some really good ones. So I'm going to start out with one sentence. The sentence, "Don't objectify women," has women as the object of the sentence.
Wait, what?
What?
Don't
Yeah.
objectify women has women as the object.
I feel like I'm not gonna
of
like
the
this.
So
sentence.
then you objectify women.
So you
within the
are
sentence that
literally
don't
objectifying them
Oh, wow.
in the sentence.
Grammar jokes.
Yes,
Wow.
that's one of the top of all time
Is this
because
really
welcome
what
to
we've
Reddit.
resorted to?
Welcome to Reddit.
This
Very
is
just
really
like-
English
kill me
major's
now.
not impressed.
Yeah.
so glad I'm here.
You're welcome.
Another one is Avatar, the highest grossing film of all time, seems to have made zero impact on culture. No one references the movie, and no one really talks about it since it was released 10 years ago.
Okay, can I just say I finally watched that over Christmas break, and it is literal garbage. It's so bad.
What?
It's
What?
absolutely the
What?
worst. The plot makes no sense. The graphics are subpar, and it's just not good.
Subpar.
Subpar?
Dude,
Okay.
those were amazing. Like,
No,
you
I
gotta
see
think of
where
going to an
Literal
IMAX
trash.
3D cinema. like-
It was agonizing to watch.
I
It was
still
so
really like
boring.
the movie.
Yeah.
Legit for me, it was all. I think the main reason why it was just because it was just a political movie.
Oh, no, it was pushing such a political agenda.
It was
That's all the
garbage.
movie was.
Well,
And
it's
it-
based on the Indians.
Yeah.
Getting overrun by
Based on Native Americans.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
I never would've
explaining
thought.
to the audience.
How
No, I'm quite sure
shocking.
anyone who's
Guys,
ever
okay.
seen that movie, the
Okay, but don't
parallels are
actually
so
see it.
blatantly obvious. Like the only thing that they needed to make it even more obvious was pass out blankets with smallpox on it. Like
Oh my
that's
gosh.
basically all they needed to do to be like final nail in the coffin. Because it was already the United States running in there, guns blazing.
I don't care what they say. Go watch the movie, okay?
Yeah,
Avatar.
go
Don't
watch
watch
the
it.
movie.
Don't,
Go watch it.
Don't.
Don't
If
do
you
it.
haven't seen it, go watch it.
Back to
Don't
shower
rewatch
thoughts.
it.
Back to
movie.
my shower thoughts I have here. The syllables "on your mark, get set, go" are a countdown. The syllables in that sentence are a countdown. There's "on your mark,"
I'm gonna
which is
hurt you.
3, get set, go.
Stop.
Huh. All of these are just gonna be
Yeah.
stop. Don't ruin.
No,
Don't ruin life for me.
It's another layer of random English things because fun
Is
times.
this what this all is going to be? Just
I
English jokes?
mean,
English jokes.
just
low
welcome
key
to Reddit.
English jokes.
It's like half of Reddit there.
All right.
The internet both almost killed off the postal service with email and then made it more needed than ever with online delivery.
I mean, that makes
Eh.
total sense with Amazon
Yeah.
rising up to
Yeah.
be what it is.
Because
now.
it was almost killed with email because you're like, oh, I don't need to send letters to people. I can just email them and they'll get it immediately.
Who really does anyone really send I understand sending emails important stuff but does anyone actually send letters through emails? Do you actually write people?
when
my
I write
grandma.
things, I mean, I try to. I try to make it professional, like a letter.
Well,
type
yeah.
thing.
So
But I mean, some people just
Dearest
write
Margaret.
K and then they send the email and it's kind
Yeah, no, I mean, now texting has really taken over email,
Yeah.
obviously. Your future shall... Oh, wow, my English today is struggle. Your English self is... Or your... Oh, my...
What are you
Scratch that.
trying to say?
Just somebody smack me, please. Actually.
Mary?
Somebody... Mary,
I'm too
you want to
far away
smack me?
and I'm too lazy.
David, you want to smack me real quick to
do it. Do it.
Please
do
do
it.
it.
Do it. Do
Please
it.
For reference, in our studio that we're borrowing, that's why this sounds so good. So thank you for the Liberty Studio. They're on opposite sides of the table, and I'm in the middle. So I'm fearing for my
probably
life.
is.
We're really gonna just cut this out because I don't. It's a
Yeah.
little weird that he's just going smack me.
No, wow, you're water. No,
you won't.
right now, your future self is talking crap about you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
It's
The
gonna
first-
be 80-year-old me is gonna be like, do you remember when we did that podcast? It was garbage.
It was cringy
Wow,
as
It's
all
garbage,
heck.
but I love it.
I'm gonna be that old man, grumpy and sassy, sitting on my porch with a shotgun.
The first person who inhaled helium must have been so relieved when the effects wore off.
Yo,
Yeah, like just imagine that like you get a higher pitched voice and like you have no idea.
And you're like, wait, what?
within that small span of a couple seconds, you're like, this is my life now, and your like entire life flashes before your eyes, and you have to figure out like, how will I live? How will I go on?
Like
Like
I'm gonna
normal.
get so bullied tomorrow at school.
Wow. Okay.
I mean,
Well, I mean, like, who knows how old
That's when
the
that's,
person
that's
is?
when you sit
possibly
on the
the
person
first
and
question
you're just
is,
like,
will I die?
Well, I mean,
But
oh,
obviously you weren't dying at that point. You're like, oh, what the heck is happening?
911. What's your emergency? Hi, my name's.
How old are you, sir? I'm 38. Then what the heck is wrong with your voice?
I sniffed some balloons.
All right, here's last shower thought. Sunny D tastes like someone made a bet that they can make orange juice without oranges.
Yeah, no. I went to a seminar and they had Sunny D, and I was excited. Speaking of nostalgia,
Oh yeah.
yo, like I remember when I was little, I had Sunny D, and I was excited. I was like, you know, like my mom would never get it, and then she would like, there would be like one day would she be like, you know what, I'm gonna get it as a treat, and I'd be excited. I tried it again. I'm like, oh my god, this
It's
tastes
terrible.
like.
I think it actually changed the recipe because I don't.
Oh, they probably did because they probably took
I
out so
remember,
much
like,
sugar out of it.
Yeah,
back when
probably.
I was in elementary school, like I was on like the soccer team, and they would like, you know, you have that mom that like always
Oh,
brings
yeah.
snacks, and it would be Sunny D.
Is her name
Uh,
like Candace or something?
Her name's
Probably.
like Karen, and she
Yeah,
took the
Karen's-
kids.
Karen.
Get
And
the
she
kids
took the
some
kids.
juice.
No, Karen.
But,
Karen's
yeah.
the one who's like, hey, my son is gluten free and can't have anything blue in his cookies.
Entitled parents.
But Karen's the one who took the kids.
Yeah, she took the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was shower thoughts with Jake and Reddit.
Let's never do that again.
Wow, thanks.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
That hurts. I feel like I'm being attacked right now.
You are.
I just
You are.
Accept
I
it.
mean, No.
I put a poll up on our Instagram
Oh, I
page.
saw that.
Oh yeah, the questions.
And we got 2 questions, so we're gonna do
Yo.
one
From
here and then
who?
one on our next episode.
Ooh, questions.
On Instagram, we will always put up questions.
So
before-
turn on
It might-
notifications.
yeah, turn on notifications,
everybody.
I might just throw it up there, or somebody else will, and we'll share it around our own accounts so you can follow all of us as well. But Adventure Girl 9745 asks, "Do you think aliens are real?"
Yes.
Yes. What do you say?
Fight me.
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, do you or do you not? Pick a side.
I don't think I do.
Do you
don't
think,
think
we're
you get
alone in
married?
the universe?
I'm
Yes.
gonna be with Jake on this. I
You
have
don't
no
believe-
idea.
Okay.
I don't
No
know,
clue.
but I lean on the side of no.
I feel like we definitely are not alone.
Okay.
Because like I'm in a struggle of like, I want there to be aliens to exist because it's like, oh, okay, something else grew out of it.
But like, what kind
But,
of
yeah.
aliens?
See, that's where
Of,
I don't
like-
know.
Yeah.
Because I always think it's like if there's gonna be aliens, in quotations, they're gonna be looking a lot like us, or like relative
So, like,
humanoid.
humanoid.
Oh, that's not
not like the
fun.
green alien, like
Oh no, I
the,
don't.
No,
like
know
not
about
the
green
Martian
then.
like look.
No,
to it.
if they do exist, I don't think they're humanoid personally. I think they would be microbacterial life, like we have found on Mars.
Mars. Hashtag Elon Musk. Send me up.
Hey, Elon, are you gonna send a drone to save opportunity? That's all I
please.
want to know.
Yes, there's life out there. Opportunity.
And spirit
Ooh,
and curiosity.
Well, you know what?
All right.
Spirit and opportunity are the ones who are in my heart. Okay.
Oh no, yeah, spirit. Rest in peace, spirit. You died in 2010, and no one paid attention.
Yeah, so thank you, Adventure Girl, for your question. We always appreciate it. Please keep up with the Instagram page at the Astro Crew Podcast. We'll always be asking questions, and you can interact with us on the podcast and also use hashtag Astro Crew Podcast on other social media so we can find it and maybe look at it and share it with you guys. And to sign out, our few members.
Thanks y'all for spending your time with us. See you next time.
Heyo, thanks for joining us on this wild ride. See you later.
Peace out.
And as always, keep on laughing. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.